What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Form. I'm your boy Showtime. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, comment, and all that good stuff. As you can see, I'm feeling a little tie-dye-ish today. Shout out to Saya, black owned. Always like to rep, the things that I buy, especially if it's black owned. No disrespect to anybody else, but obviously I'm here for my peoples. So today's conversation is something that I'm definitely gonna brag about because I did call it. He was an underdog. So I don't necessarily like to try to brag too much about being right about favorites, but I love to brag about me picking the underdog and explain why in a very intellectual way and still be right. In this case, it is the main event for boxing, which was Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. As I was saying, I don't know why people were not talking about it. This was, in my opinion, one of the biggest fights of the year, and it lived past that, in my opinion. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. It was an amazing fight. One of the best boxing matches of the year, if you ask me. It was highly competitive, and I was correct in saying Usyk was going to be the winner. And there was, in my opinion, I wouldn't even say it was that close, but it wasn't like a blowout. It's not like, oh my God, Usyk like straight dogged Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua did some very good things. I'm gonna explain that later. But without a doubt, you knew who won. It was clear cut. Even in England, in homie's home freaking country, he lost. They knew. All right. So I'm just so impressed with Alexander Usyk, just for the simple fact that, yes, he gave up the size, the reach, technically fight experience, championship experience as well. But that boy can box his ass off. There's just no other way around it. This man is one of the best boxers on the planet Earth. What can we say? I have him now. I mean, at first I think I had him at 6 or 5. Now he's bumped up to 2 or 3 for me. And eventually I'm going to do my boxing pound for pound list. But he's definitely going to be top 3 without a doubt. And he has a very solid case for 2. I'm not going to give him 1. Some people are going to say that. But I don't hold, like, Anthony Joshua was a great fighter. But I don't hold him to, like, oh my gosh, like, you're the pound for pound best because you beat Anthony Joshua. I'm like, Canelo still has some very solid wins. Beating Golovkin, and I believe that he did beat him the second time. That's more impressive. So I'm still gonna put Canelo up higher. But man, that dude, man, like I was just so impressed. Once again, he was active from round 1. It wasn't like, like Roy Jones even mentioned this by saying you should wear on him a little bit, push his cardio and then try to get those rounds in the later rounds and try to get those dubs then, because, you don't want to try to get in the face of a big puncher like Anthony Joshua. From round 1, Usyk attacked Anthony Joshua and even rocked him in the 3rd round. That was like, bro, that's not easy. Like, granted, yes, Anthony Joshua got a suspect chin, but we got to remember, this is a cruiserweight. Like, come on, we've seen Evander Holyfield struggle, honestly, to knock people out and get people out the way because of size. So, yeah, it's not an easy thing for a cruiserweight to just straight out knock out a real heavyweight in Anthony Joshua. So he did rock him. Anthony Joshua, I got to give credit to, because once he started to lose the early rounds, I thought it was going to be a wash. I thought Usyk was just going to wear on him, and then he was going to probably only lose like 1 or 2 rounds because Anthony Joshua's best chances were in the early rounds, and he was losing those. But Joshua showed that he has very good fight IQ. He adjusted. He stopped throwing heavy shots because he was not landing anything. Usyk's head movement was amazing. If you notice, his lead foot was always on the outside of Anthony Joshua every time he went to attack. And then his feints were just distracting Anthony Joshua, and he kept landing that straight right every time he wanted to land it. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. If you want to learn boxing, watch that fight. Please watch Usyk. Watch his footwork. Watch how he sets him up. I was arguing with a guy on Facebook because he kept saying, yeah, Usyk is doing the same old shots. Yeah, it looks the same to you, but you're not paying attention to his feet. You're not paying attention to his feints. You're not paying attention to the fact that he's also throwing lead hooks. So, I mean, like the fact that he's jabbing, and a lot of southpaws do not like to jab with an orthodox fighter because it's awkward. It doesn't really work. You open yourself up. It was very successful for him. But, and like I said, let's go back to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua definitely adjusted. He started going to the body a little bit more. He stopped throwing so much into his shots and just started pity-patting his shots. And the body shots definitely was starting to wear on Usyk. And Usyk started to get a little tired. But it's a 12-round fight. There's no way Usyk was going to be able to keep that pace for all 12 rounds. He was going to have to give up some rounds. That's just human nature. I'm sorry. But the way he ended the fight, like, if that didn't get you hype and standing up by saying, oh my gosh, this man wants this, This man deserves this fight. It, like I said, it was beautiful. I can't. I'm also gonna watch it again tonight. I'm probably gonna watch it again next week, but because you just learn so much from watching Usyk, man. I don't know what's with these Ukrainian fighters, but that blueprint, whatever they do to bring you up, man, it's phenomenal. However, like I said, we got to give roses to Anthony Joshua. He didn't have to really take this fight. Yes, it was a mandatory, but we've seen people get out of mandatories all the time. He could have done whatever he could to avoid Usyk and wait for Wilder and Fury, but he did the noble thing and did his mandatory against a very dangerous opponent. In my opinion, a lose-lose situation. If he beat him, boxing purists would have said good job, but people outside the casuals would have been like, I mean, you're supposed to beat him. He's smaller. Who cares? Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So I give you all the roses. This guy, once again, he did not grow up boxing. He started boxing late, and he's still a phenomenal boxer. We have to stop disrespecting this man. People want to say overrated. Is he overrated? Possibly. I mean, it depends on how did you view him. Did you think that he was the best heavyweight in the world? If you thought that, then hell yes, you overrated the mess out of him. If you thought that he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, which I'm still a believer in, then no, he's not overrated. He is one of the best heavyweights in the world. We have to also respect that Alexander Usyk is one of the best in the world as well. Can he beat Wilder? We don't know. But I can tell you one thing, he could damn sure outbox Wilder easily. It's just obviously about that shot. He has a more of a punch than Anthony Joshua does. So, you know, that makes it a little, he got that equalizer. But we already know, if it just comes to strictly boxing, Usyk is outclassing Wilder any day of the week. Fury, that's just going to be a very hard challenge for him. I think it's like 6-inch difference. Once again, Fury moves like a middleweight, man, has great head movement. He's one of the best boxing purists in the heavyweight division. Well, not one of, he is the best boxing purist in the heavyweight division. One of the best boxers we've seen in the heavyweight division for like a decade plus. That's a tougher task for him. But we have to stop with this disrespect to Anthony Joshua. He is still a great heavyweight, and he's still got a lot of fights left. Now, what I see for next, for each fighter next, Usyk obviously needs to fight. Well, I'm sorry. They're going to rematch. That's what's going to happen. There's a rematch clause. Anthony Joshua is going to file it. He should. Even though he got beat pretty thoroughly, he should obviously still do it. I mean, at the end of the day, you got money to lose because you still want to fight Tyson Fury in case, obviously, if he beats Deontay Wilder. So, I mean, they're going to rematch. I still think Usyk is going to win. I just think there's just too far of a gap in the boxing skill, in my opinion. Now, granted, if Anthony Joshua comes in with a different game plan and actually tries to knock him out and you know, really take it to him the first 5 or 6 rounds, maybe he gets to stop it. Who knows? Because he did tag him a couple times. But if he tries to box him again, he's going to lose. And then Usyk is going to fight the winner of the Fury and Wilder fight. And I say Anthony Joshua needs to fight the loser of the Anthony Joshua, the Wilder and Fury fight. But that's how I basically view the fight. The fight was amazing. Once again, one of the best fights of the year. I'm excited for them to fight again because hopefully we can get a repeat of that exact kind of fight. There was no hugging. These guys were literally on it like Donkey Kong every 5 seconds. So I was down for it. You guys tell me what you think. As always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. This is Showtime Fight Form. I'm your boy Showtime. Be blessed.